Your COE is nearing the 10-year mark. Your car is about to be scrapped within the next few months. But COE is so high, and so are new car prices. What else can you do? What are the alternatives to buying a new car in 2022? Hi, I'm Galvin from Vince Automotive Group. Welcome to the last episode of our COE series. Now, if this is the first time you're watching me here, you've missed 3 episodes. In the first episode, I shared about how COE is bidded. And in the second one, I explained why COE is so high. And in the third, I unraveled when would be the best time to buy a new car. So, if you missed those videos, do go back and watch them after this video, okay? The links are in the description below. So, back to today's topic. What else can you do besides buying a new car in 2022? And because I'm in the car business for quite a while, let me share the real insider pros and cons for each of those alternatives, okay? Alright, altogether, I'll share with you 5 alternatives to getting a new car. Some of them make sense, some really don't, in my opinion at least. So, let's go. Alternative 1. Buy a second-hand car, or a third-hand, fourth-hand, or so on. Essentially, we call them used cars. Some dealers call them pre-owned or pre-loved. They are all referring to the same thing. Now, definitely, when you get a 5-year-old Honda Shuttle as compared to a brand new one, you'll definitely pay less in terms of absolute quantum. As of the time of this recording, a 2017 Shuttle will cost you around 60k to 70k now. Let's take somewhere in the middle, 65k like this one. A 1-month-old Shuttle such as this one will cost around 110k today. So, like I mentioned, you pay 50% less for older used Shuttle. But beyond the absolute price quantum, are you really paying less? To answer this question, which many buyers won't bother to find out, we need to go down a level deeper into looking for a figure called the yearly depreciation. Now, if we look at the April 2017 model, you'll see that the yearly depreciation is at about $12,000. Without going into too technical, this just means that if you drive this 5-year-old Shuttle till its 10-year point, you're effectively losing $12,000 every year. Conversely, even with a higher COE for the April 2022 model, the yearly depreciation is at $10,600, about $1,400 less than that of the much older car. Wait a minute, higher COE and newer car, yet depreciation is lower? How can that be possible? Again, without going too technical, you just have to understand that in a high COE market, most used cars will be sold at a higher premium than they were before. So, a 5-year-old Shuttle sold in 2020 will be cheaper than one sold today in 2022, assuming that their COEs are the same price. This is just a supply and demand pricing strategy, and we can find this occurring everywhere: property, air tickets, and even groceries like eggs. So, if you are watching this, don't just consider getting an old used car because its absolute price is cheap. Compare with much newer models too. In the long run, it will be more economical for you in every sense: warranty, maintenance, wear and tear, even insurance to some degree. And you know what? Let me tell you a secret. That 1-month-old car is actually a new car. No one has driven it before. It's registered because of a COE bidding strategy. So, if you ask me, that's a good buy. And what's even better? Well, I can't review in this video. Come to our showroom so me or my sales team can tell you in person. Okay, on to alternative 2, and that's leasing. You see this listed everywhere on the internet, telling you that leasing a car makes more sense than buying a new one. Well, I can tell you that it is and it isn't. So, let's discuss why leasing isn't the right move first. Now, if you want to lease a brand new car, you should understand that there's a cost for the dealer to register that car and to lease it to you for 2, 3, 5 or even 7 years. Yes, you get the convenience of having the insurance, road tax and even maintenance all taken care of. But you know what? These things still cost money, and no dealer will absorb these costs. They will be included in your monthly lease. There's also the matter that the dealer needs to make profit. They need to mark up even slightly the costs they are amortized across these few years, so that it makes sense for them. So trust me, leasing a new car will not be any cheaper than buying a new car on your own. So what's the advantage of leasing? Well, there is mainly one advantage only, and that's because you don't need to come up with a hefty down payment. For most leases, you just need to down pay a minimum of 1 month of lease. But bear in mind, ultimately, your monthly lease will be a lot higher than if you bought. On to the third alternative, and that's car sharing. In tiny Singapore, I think it really makes sense to rent a car for a short term only when you need one, even for a few hours. Gone are the days where you need to rent a car for 24 hours and waste many hours parking it at home when you are in bed. And with so many car sharing locations conveniently located, and car rental prices being relatively fair, especially in today's high COE climate, this is really a good alternative. Honestly, I don't see any big cons for this. Maybe aside from the fact that it might be difficult to get a car when you need it or during festive periods. And also, good luck to you if the previous renter ferried durians if you hit them. Some of these shared cars' conditions are quite bad too. Anyway, I'm nitpicking. On to alternative 4, which I cannot believe I'm saying this, is public transport. When I watch YouTube videos of foreigners talking about Singapore, one of the common praises they have for us is our public transport system. Our MRT is world class, really. Our buses tread everywhere, and if you haven't been to some first world countries, you wouldn't know that our transport fares are very affordable. Don't compare to Malaysia or Thailand or Vietnam. You probably don't dare to take their public buses. And even if you want to pay for private transport like Grab or taxis, no doubt compared to trains and buses, they are expensive. But compare ours again to those in developed countries, our fares are actually quite reasonable. If you've been to the US, you could have paid more than US $30 for a short 5 to 6 kilometer ride on Uber. But wait till you experience Uber in Tokyo. The same distance will cost you something like $50, and that isn't even surged pricing. So, if you're without young kids, public transport really makes sense. The only issue is the planning and the time involved for longer travel distance. So, if you can wait out this high COE period, maybe just go carless for 2 to 3 years. And if you absolutely must have a car for a day, maybe just go for car sharing. So, what's the fifth and last alternative to buying a new car in 2022? Well, unashamedly, I will urge you to still consider buying one. But before you flame me for baiting you to watch this video or something, let me explain. Yes, a Mercedes-Benz GLB at the authorized dealer will set you back around 218k today at the time of this recording. But do you know that a parallel importer like us at VAuG, our GLB will only cost 195k? That's $23,000 cheaper. And guess what? Sometimes during promos, that price will be even lower. That's because we fully empathize with your situation. And so, here at VAuG, we will continue to support our loyal and new clients in whatever way we can with low prices, coupled with extensive during and after sales packages. Just check with our car sales team for more information. So, there you have it. 5 alternatives to buying a new car in 2022. Well, 4.5. Anyway, do give us a like and subscribe to our channel so that you'll get more videos from us in the future. Do ring that notification bell so that you will be reminded by YouTube. Do watch our previous 3 episodes if you haven't, and also the hundreds of other videos in our channel. I reckon we are the only car dealer that has done so many videos. So once again, I'm Galvin from Vince Automotive Group or VAuG, and I'll see you soon.